So now we are doing the major components of cultural studies. And in major component, first is content analysis. That cultural studies do analysis of the content of communication that the society. What is the basic structure of a society? What kind of communication it has? Second is semiology, that is a sign system in a non-linguistic culture, that what kind of sign it is using, it has its own sign or using the universal one. The symbolization, like on a red light we can see the three colors, red, green and yellow, that is universal one, everywhere it is used the same. So that is the semiology. Third is audience reception and use of media culture. What is the reception therapy, or what is the reception uh, perspective, what are the perspective of the readers and audience, and what is the subject position of a reader, matlab how far they can understand a subject, what is their power of understanding. Audience are basically of three types: information seeking, those who used to read the literature only for seeking the information; reaction seeking; and conversion seeking, those who wants to see the kind of conversion in themselves, they want to see the upliftment in their soul, they want to turn their thoughts into a great one, so they are seeking some kind of conversions, some kind of changes in their character, and that is why they are reading the literature. Some wanted to see the information only, that is information seeking. And third is reaction seeking, they just saw what kind of reaction is related to the particular kind of literature, and that is why they are reading the particular literature. Now key concept of cultural studies क्या क्या है इसमें? Representation, it represent a particular culture, it represent a particular society with the all meaningful uses, or the all meaningful ways to represent a society. It uses all the different sides of a society to represent it. Second is materialism. Cultural studies also do the materialistic state of a society. What is the capitalist lines? What are the economic statuses of a society? How you know develop, how economically sound a society is. So that also shows the culture or a power culture of a society. Third is non-reductionalism. What is non-reductionalism? A central character of cultural studies, non-reductionalism. That one has to see that what is the center of a culture, and each culture is views as having its own practical meaning, rules and practices. That is law order in a society. That is the social information also, which is related to that, that also called as law and culture of the society. Now next is the process of political, and it also came into non-reductionalist. Fourth is articulation. What kind of articulation is there? That is social phenomena. How a society has its formation within the genders, within the races, within the communities. What is the social articulation of a complete society? So that is called articulation of culture, cultural studies. And last is power. That include media, politics, the industrial culture of the society. Then popular culture, it belongs to the entertainment industry, and it is related to how um, the culture is being depicted in the popular source of media, popular source of representation in a society, the text, the media representation, the cinema, the entertainment industry, and everything. Historically, how they are representing it. Next is text and reader. What are the relationship of the text and reader? How far a text is being read, or how far the reader are ready to go for the readings? What is the educational statuses of the society? What is the level of understanding. If the other activities of the society like sports, dance, clothing, everything is obsessed or influenced by the text and entertainment industry or not, and how the readers are taking out the meaning. Next is subjectivity and identity. In subjectivity and identity, they talk about basically the process in which a man, we are formed as person is marked as the momentum of consumption. So, in subjectivity and identity, the overall study with the historical and essentialism is being done. Historically is diachronic development of a society along with the documentation or the discursive construction ages wise क्या development रहा है क्या construction रहा है क्या means of productions रहे हैं all these things are subjectivity and identity that is how we used to identify the uh, a particular culture through its development chronologically development. Now is concept of culture. What is basically a culture is, these are the definition we have already read many times before, that what is the definition of culture, इसकी जरूरत नहीं है. Feature, what are some of the feature of the cultures, that every human group has a culture. Culture provide each member of a group of a notion of identity. Culture gives a person a sense of belongingness. Culture gives a sense of pride. Culture is social and it occurs in group. Culture is acquired. It is not something a person is born with. It is learned through the process of socialization, and it is a social heritage. Culture is gratifying as it satisfies the needs of an individual. All what we have read in the definition is being pointed out here as a concept. Now, culture has a ability to innovate, that is to create, uh, like in a music, computer, etc., that is being shown here. So culture is basically related to social group, art, history, daily life, economy, governance, language, and religion. Is that concept of culture and cultural studies is understood to all? Whatever all the writers, the 7 8 writers have said, and whatever is being read till now is understood to everyone. Is there any kind of confusion about what is culture and what is cultural study? Now, next
Excuse me,
is,
madam.
it's okay.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes,
Oh, once again, tell me what is culture. That is one time.
culture is a study of social, art, language, history, politics, economics, language, all kind of statuses of a society.
Okay.
Now, these are some of the functions which are related to culture. Now, what are the functions? First is diffusionism. What is diffusionism? Is an approach which views the transformation of culture changes and evolution of society. So diffusionism is an approach which views the transformation of culture change and evolution of society. It is another school of thought which uses the comparative method to explain why different societies are at different levels in terms of their development. Basically, what is diffusionism? Diffusionism is when one culture merges with another culture and evolution of a newer kind of society came, that is called diffusion. Okay, you know now the understand meaning of diffusion, that is when two schools merge together, that is diffusion. In one group of anthropology called extreme diffusionists include Smith and Parry, what the British group, they believe that civilization has originated only once in human history. सेकेंड ग्रुप इज हिस्टोरिकल डिफ्यूजनिस्ट, इसके अंदर ये सारे आपके जर्मन ऑस्ट्रियन ग्रुप हैं. दे मेंटेन सिविलाइजेशन originated into literate area of मिडिल ईस्ट. उनके अकॉर्डिंग पहले लिटरेसी वहां से आई है and significantly contributing to the theory of diffusionism. It's like when people travel from one place to another, then culture also follows that and that diffuses into another one. Knowledge transfers from one place to another. And in this article, stimulus diffusion, he said that cultural product may be imitated by people who do not have direct contact with the originator. So obviously, when we don't know that from where the culture came from, we just see it on the media and we accept it and we started following it. That is also called stimulus diffusion. That we understand it, we relate it mentally with the particular type of um, like culture, and we started following its traits. Now, here, a diffusion theory in media that took transmission. The transmission of culture takes place in five stages. First is awareness, awareness of innovation through mass media. What kind of culture they are showing, we got a kind of awareness about culture of the world. Second is adoption. We got aware that what kind of adoption should be there, what are the parts which we can adopt and what are the parts which we cannot adopt. Second is acceptance. Opinion leaders learn that already adoption and try the innovation themselves. When we already innovated the different cultures and have adopted that, then obviously the acceptance in the society comes. अब देखो, हम लोग वेस्टर्न कल्चर को फॉलो करते हैं. वाइल फॉलोइंग द वेस्टर्न कल्चर, व्हेन वी स्टार्टेड वेयरिंग जीन्स एंड टॉप्स, फर्स्ट पीपल ऑब्जेक्टेड, दे found it weird, but धीरे धीरे it has been accepted and now it become a regular activity. It has spread and it came in the society as a change. Now every girl is wearing jeans. Even after marriage, they are wearing jeans. They want their daughters to wear only shorts, but that was all not allowed in the Indian society. But now the change is being accepted very easily. Got it? Is the diffusion
मैम
under
सेकंड स्टेज में क्या था इसका, जो सेकंड स्टेज थी इसकी adaptation में?
adoption? First is innovation, second is adoption. ये रहा ना ऊपर, देखो 28 पेज में, ये रहा adoption.
ये मैम दोबारा बताना ये adoption वाला
अरे
पॉइंट.
बाबा, first we found that a new thing is there. We found that this is a culture. Then we try to adopt it. Like we saw foreigners, or we saw the people who are coming from foreign are wearing trousers, are wearing jeans, and then we adopted that culture. We also started wearing it. That is adoption. Then it looks weird at the first stage, but it was accepted by the society gradually and it become a common thing. It is spread and the change is being accepted by the people. राइट नाउ, तो गाँव के अंदर भी लोग पैंट्स और जीन्स पहनते हैं. तो वो क्या था? एक्सेप्टेंस, स्प्रेड एंड चेंज. अडॉप्शन इज फर्स्ट एक जना उस चीज को अडॉप्ट करके पहनने लगता है, फिर और कोई, फिर और कोई. दैट इज अडॉप्शन ऑफ द कल्चर. गॉट इट?
Yes मैम.
Now, cultural materialism is the second point that is being said by Raymond Williams. And according to him, cultural materialism is when we are analyzing a culture on the basis of its historical value. So, cultural materialism emerged as a theoretical movement in 1980s. Raymond Williams coined the term cultural materialism to describe theoretical blending of Marxist analysis and leftist culturalism. William emphasizes the material significance of a culture. Material significance of a culture, that is the value. The economically sound culture, the culture which is rich from the very beginning, has more value. For him, culture is a lived experience. It consists of meaning and generated by ordinary men and women. The lived experiences of the participant and the text are practiced, immersed in by all people as they conduct their lives. So culture is not free from material condition. Obviously, when we are reading a culture, we will see its economic stages, its cultural, its material status and everything. That is according to the Raymond Williams. That is also a very important part of a culture. Got it? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Say once again this one.
Cultural materialism is when we are reading a culture, we went into the process of finding that how क्या कहते हैं strong it is economically from the history मतलब since the history. If we are reading a culture historically, then we should know that how economically sound the particular culture or the history of a particular culture was. Material approach of the particular culture should be very sound and should be very strong. That is called cultural materialism, study of a culture on the basis of its materialistic value. Got it?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
हाँ.
इसमें मॉन्यूमेंट्स वगैरह जो हिस्ट्री और लाइक व्हाटएवर वी हैव दिस
मॉन्यूमेंट्स आते हैं इसमें आपके पूरी हिस्ट्री आती है लाइक अगर हम इंडियन हिस्ट्री को पढ़े तो कंप्लीट राजपूताना हिस्ट्री द मोस्ट वेल्दीएस्ट हिस्ट्री दिस इज कॉल्ड एज द बर्ड ऑफ गोल्ड लाइक सोने की चिड़िया हम इसे बुलाते थे एंड बिकॉज ऑल द ट्रेड्स आर बीइंग डन बाय गोल्ड पीपल यूज्ड टू वेयर गोल्ड पीपल यूज्ड टू ईट इन द utensils made of gold and silver. So this is called cultural materialism.
ओके मैम
This is all फॉर्मेशन ऑफ स्कूल ये सारा इसी का ही पार्ट है. तो ये आप लोग रीड कर लीजिएगा अगर कुछ नहीं समझ में आता तो उसे मार्क करके आप मुझे दिखाएंगे तो भी मैं इसको एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगी. नाउ दिस इज मार्क्सिस्ट अप्रोच सुपर स्ट्रक्चर एंड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. दिस इज कल्चरल मटीरियलिज्म. ठीक है. तो सुपर स्ट्रक्चर में क्या आ गया रिलीजन साइंस म्यूजिक आर्ट स्पोर्ट लिटरेचर ये हुआ सुपर स्ट्रक्चर का पार्ट. देन स्ट्रक्चर के अंदर दो पार्ट आ जाते हैं पॉलिटिकल एंड इकोनॉमी एंड डोमेस्टिक इकोनॉमी. फैमिली ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कैसा है व्हाट इज द किंगशिप जेंडर रोल्स और पॉलिटिकल एंड इकोनॉमी के अंदर कास्ट कम्युनिटी पॉलिटिकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन देयर roles in the society. That is the middle structure. Third is infrastructure. That is the mode of production and birth rate and death rates of the society. That is medical. ठीक है. तो मेडिकल स्टेटस क्या है ग्रोथ रेट क्या है एजुकेशन स्टेटस क्या है ये ऑल कम्स इन द birth rate. That is infrastructure and mode of production. That is how economical sound a thing or sorry a culture is basically. This is functionalism. Next is just a नेक्स्ट इज तो आपने अभी तक दो चीजें पढ़ी. फर्स्ट हमने क्या पढ़ा था बताओ. नहीं ध्यान. फर्स्ट क्या था diffusionism. Very good. Second, cultural materialism. Third is functionalism, how a culture functions. So functionalism is the view that society consists of institutions which serve important purposes of people rather than focuses on origin and evolution of society. The functionalists explore the relationship among different institutions and how these institutions functions to serve society or on individual. There are two division of functionalism. First is psychological functionalism and second is structural. Psychological functionalism is from Bronslow, Malinowski. Functionalism focused on how society function to serve an individual's need or interest. साइकोलॉजिकल फंक्शनलिज्म होता है एक कल्चर के अंदर कि हाउ अ कंप्लीट कल्चर इज सपोर्टिंग अ इंडिविजुअल एंड हिज नीड्स. Like if we talk in the concept of India, then do you feel that our society is in concern of individual? Is our society, is our culture is working for an individual person or on a communal basis? Okay, fine. Let it be. So basically, it reads that how society is satisfying a person and his needs psychologically. Second is structural functionalism. Structural functionalism is that is according to A.R. Radcliffe Brown is associated with the type of functionalism. He is stressed on structure of society, the way it was reflected in different institutions which function to perpetuate the survival of society. तो स्ट्रक्चरल फंक्शनलिज्म के अंदर हम क्या बात करते हैं या हम किस चीज को देखते हैं दैट द सोसाइटीज इकोनॉमिक पॉलिटिकल रिलीजियस सोशल इंस्टीट्यूशन सर्व्स टू इंस्टिगेट द सोसाइटी एज अ होल. तो यहाँ पे सोसाइटी को एज अ होल एज अ combined part or as a combined study of economic, political, religious, social. That is what the culture is all about. So the complete cultural study is being functionalized here. The complete structure of a society or a culture is functionalized here. यहाँ पे फर्स्ट पॉइंट के अंदर केवल हम इंडिविजुअल इंटरेस्ट और नीड को सेटिस्फाई करने की बात करते हैं और यहाँ पे कंप्लीट सोसाइटी को एज अ होल हम लोग स्टडी करते हैं. There are a few limitations which are not necessary to read. Now, here comes popular mass culture. Popular culture and mass culture. What is popular culture and mass culture? Our daily life is surrounded and invaded by popular culture. That is music, soap, like daily soaps, operas on televisions, and comic book, sport, whatever kind of literature, book, and entertainment we are reading and going through. That is called popular culture. In past, we had only high culture and folk culture. The difference between them was that high culture was mostly related to small, literate and elite group, which is the upper class. They encouraged and sustained such a culture. High culture relates to classics of literature, the great tradition of art and sculpture. So basically, what is culture? Popular culture or mass culture? Popular culture is basically which include all kind of literature and entertainment of contemporary time. So this basically divided into two types: high culture and folk culture. High culture, which include literature, music, tradition, sculpture, and all, and folk culture, which include the culture and tradition being came into the practices uh, in the folk or in the regional areas of a country or a nation. That is called folk culture. It includes the day-to-day life of a person, justice system. It includes fate, destiny, cruelty. That is all being included in it. That what are the beliefs of a common man, what is the justice system of a particular region, what is the living rate and living standard of a particular person, what are the beliefs of a particular person, how the ceremonies and occasions are being celebrated. That is called folk culture. So all of you must have understand what is high culture and folk culture. If there is any confusion, you can ask. Yes. Now, next is Stuart Hall Circuit of Culture. What is circuit of culture here? Hall suggested the political economy in some way structure encoding and decoding of media objects. Media culture is produced within industrial organization of production, and here it generates according to the codes and model accepted within the cultural industries. In 1973, Hall published an essay Encoding Decoding. In this, he proposed a model of media reception. So basically, according to him, that is the circuit of culture. He find that how a culture is spread. Like we we recently we have read 5 points, that is innovation, adoption, acceptance, and that is acceptance,
Spread,
spread,
spread, change,
and
change.
change. Yes, spread and change. So these are the 5 steps, and these 5 steps, how these 5 steps work through media reception. Media is the one who used to work on the 5 steps of cultural spreading or innovation. वही innovate करके introduce करवाती है, then adopt भी वही करवाती है again and again by showing it. Then we are the one who accept it as a change, and that spreads and bring change in the society. So the media plays a very vital and very important role in it, because media make a culture into the mainstream and neutralize or naturalized it. अब वही बात मैं फिर से कहूंगी, like we as a people, as an Indian, whatever we are wearing, whatever we are eating, whatever we are doing was not our basic culture. But now it has been innovated, it has been noticed, it was adopted by some people, then it was accepted by the other people. It got spread from people to people. How? Through media, through advertisements, through showing into the entertainment industry or in the media as a normal culture. So the change came into the society, and that become a neutralized or a naturalized way of living, right? अब जो हम वेस्टर्न वे में रह रहे हैं, that become a naturalized way of living, or is it awkward now?
नेचुरलाइज है मैम.
अगर हमारी मम्मियां अपने टाइम में जीन्स पहन के कॉलेज जा रही होती तो क्या वो नेचुरलाइज होता?
नो.
No. So that is how media is working. This is what Stuart Hall has given in all this paragraph. And here he has given the example of the Sony Walkman, because it was the first thing which was innovated and introduced throughout the world in one go. Now, here comes the relationship between mass media and popular culture. This is popular culture norms shift through generation and inspire new viewers, listeners, writers, artists, and creators. Then, new messages are created through TV, book, newspaper, all the media. Then, people absorb messages, interpret them both as an individual and group, and that become a trend. And it was the interpretation created new trend, activity, idea, belief system, group thinking style, and which become a popular culture. Got it? How a culture become a popular culture? Through mass media.
यस मैम.
तो ये जो कॉन्सेप्ट मैंने आपको समझाया है आज, मास मीडिया का, पॉपुलर कल्चर का, कल्चर की कॉन्सेप्ट समझाए हैं, हाउ इट बिकम अ पार्ट ऑफ अ सोसाइटी, हाउ इट ट्रांसमिट फ्रॉम वन पार्ट टू अनदर, ये सारा क्लियर हुआ?
Yes, ma'am.
जितना अभी तक करवाया वो क्लियर हुआ? वेरी गुड. क्योंकि
यस मैम.
कल्चरल स्टडीज बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है, बहुत बड़ी चीज नहीं है. अब देखो इसमें क्या आता है, फिस्के का कल्चर इंडस्ट्री आ जाता है. कल्चर इंडस्ट्री वर्सेस रीडिंग पॉपुलर कल्चर, दोनों चीज एक ही है, बहुत डिफरेंस नहीं है. कल्चर इंडस्ट्री इज व्हेन यू आर कीपिंग अ कल्चर एज अ हेरिटेज, ठीक है, दैट इज कल्चर स्टडी. एंड पॉपुलर कल्चर व्हेन यू बिकम इनटू द पार्ट ऑफ अ पॉपुलर ट्रेंड. आप अगर पॉपुलर ट्रेंड को अडॉप्ट करके यू बिकेम अ पार्ट ऑफ अ पॉपुलर trend and culture, that is called popular culture. And if you are keeping the culture as a heritage, that is culture industries. Understood?
मैम ये रिपीट करना दोबारा.
जॉन फिस्के का कॉन्सेप्ट है कल्चरल इंडस्ट्री. कल्चर इंडस्ट्री इज व्हेन यू आर taking the culture, when you are preserving a culture as a heritage, that is culture industry. And popular culture, that is when you are into the reading of or adopting of popular culture. गॉट
Okay,
इट?
ma'am.
इसमें सारा वही है. अब यहाँ पे आ जाती है आपकी थ्योरीज. अब यहाँ से आपका कल्चरल स्टडीज जो होगा वो डिफरेंट थ्योरीज से हम लोग रिलेट करके पढ़ेंगे. इसमें केवल 3 थ्योरीज आपकी मेन आनी है. मार्क्सिज्म, कॉलोनाइजेशन एंड हिस्टोरिसिज्म, पोस्ट मॉडर्निज्म. वो दोनों साथ में ही एक तरीके से आएगी. हालांकि आएगी इसमें फेमिनिज्म, रीडर रिस्पॉन्स भी, लेकिन वो सब एज अ पार्ट ऑफ पोस्ट मॉडर्निज्म आएगा. तो अभी तक जितना भी